With the release of Stranger Things Season 5, I thought now would be the perfect time to rank Seasons 1 through 4, so let's find out where I've got them. Hey, what's going on, folks? Chris from Cinema Hooked, and today I am ranking Stranger Things Seasons 1 through 4. This past week, I binged Seasons 1 through 4. I binged 4 seasons in 5 days. That's a pretty impressive binge, if you ask me. The thing I wasn't anticipating when I was binging, because I was like, 4 seasons, the short seasons, like that's fine. But I got to season 4 and I forgot that like the finale alone's like 2 hours. The penultimate episode was like 1 hour and 40 minutes. So it wasn't as quick of a binge as I thought it was going to be, but still pretty impressive to get it done in 5 days. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the rankings. Before I jump into it though, I would just ask if you're new to this channel to hit that little subscription button down there. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before 2026. That's the goal I set for myself, unrealistic or not, back when I started this channel back in July. So hit that little sub button. Now keep in mind when I give you these rankings, I love all of these seasons. They all have a special place, you know, and some are just better than others, or some I enjoy more than others, or some just more exciting things happen in it than other seasons. So just keep that in mind. I'm not a hater of any of these seasons, and I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong with any of these seasons. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Coming in at number 4 is season 2. Now, somebody had to come in 4th place, and that's going to be season 2. And the reason I put it there, and again, I don't dislike it at all, because I mean, Bob the Brain was great. You also got Sadie Sink being introduced along with the stepbrother Billy, who was an interesting character. He wasn't a good character. He was great in the sense of storytelling, but total just piece of trash. I don't want to cuss on this channel. But the reason I have it at number 4 is it kind of just felt like it was season 1.5. I feel like it didn't introduce like too much new stuff. It kind of just felt like a direct continuation. I mean, the only thing that changed was Will was possessed by the Mind Flayer. I mean, that was really the only added element, but just nothing really changed. It just felt like an extended version of season 1. And that's why I've got it 4th. I don't want to dive into it too much further than that. Let's keep the rankings going. Coming in at number 3, and literally between these takes, I'm still just like, do I flip that one? Do I change that? Should that one be number? It's really hard for me to decide. I've decided that season 3 is number 3. I really enjoyed this season, but when I was rewatching this past week, I couldn't help but watch it and think, okay, if they took out the whole Russian subplot, just the whole underground base underneath the Star Mall, just took that out of the story, the season would be exactly the same. I don't feel like that whole Russian subbase thing added to the story at all. Now, it did progress season 4's story because it ties into season 3, but season 3 alone, standalone, you take that Russian stuff out, I mean, it's the same exact season. So it kind of just felt like a waste of time. Don't get me wrong though, Russian subplot aside, I mean, the Russian subplot was fun in the sense that, you know, you got Robin and Steve and Dustin and even Erica on their whole little side quest thing for basically the entire season. I mean, we never have the core group of friends, you know, together, and they're not even communicating with each other because the walkie-talkies don't work. So kind of sucked to have Dustin away from the team, but it did build that bond with Steve and Robin a little bit more. And Erica being added to kind of the main cast of characters, I really did enjoy this. So there are elements, while I think the Russian thing was kind of, like I said, kind of a waste of time, I did really enjoy it. It was fun, it was funny, you know, the interrogation scenes, you know, the truth serum, that was all fun stuff. And it was interesting diving into it, but like while it was a huge subplot, we really didn't learn anything about what was going on in that base. Not really. I mean, we had the Russian guy that was being interrogated by Hopper and his friend Murray, and we kind of found out what they were trying to do, but overall, again, it was kind of a waste of time. That's enough about season 3 though. So where do I have seasons 1 and 4? Which one's gonna be the best one? Coming in at the number 2 spot is season 1, the season that started it all. This show, when it first dropped, I mean, people, including myself, just blown away. And especially people like me. I was born in 1985. Shh, don't do the math. Don't do the math on how old I am. The season, the show itself was just so nostalgic. I mean, just going back into that time period, all the references and stuff, the movies, the shows, it was just the board games, all that stuff. It's very nostalgic. I fell in love with it. I think a lot of people my age and even a younger audience fell in love with it. And I'm hoping with this release of season 5, I'm hoping it brings in a whole new core audience of people. I hope they'll go back and watch those old seasons because I'm sure with that long break, I mean, are 15-year-olds watching this show? Like, I don't know. Like, how old are you? Do you watch this show? Are you watching? If you're watching this video, you must watch this show. So how old are you? Like, is it just for people my age? Is the younger audience watching it? I don't know. But I loved it. I mean, I was blown away with the show, just, you know, with Eleven and using the powers and stuff. I mean, you can see I love Star Wars, so her powers are kind of like using the Force and stuff. So that's always just any kind of movie or show that deals with like powers and like telekinesis and stuff like that and telepathy, all that. I think it's just very exciting. It's very interesting to me. I love that aspect of like superpowers, like being able to move stuff with your mind, and you know, she's using her, I don't know if it's kind of like in the show Gen V where like she uses her hand to like control the blood, but it's like the guy's like, yeah, you don't have to use your hand. Like it's all just in your head, but she does use the hand, and come on. It's way cooler where she's like, ah. So that's where I've got season 1, the season that started it all, that made me fall in love with this show and made me patiently wait for, what is it, like 4 years for this final season. But if season 1 is in the number 2 spot, I think we all know which is in the number 1 spot. So coming in at the number 1 spot for Stranger Things is season 4. I thought this show, this season was so awesome. I loved it. I love a good villain. And this time we had an actual villain. We had a face to put with a name, and you know, the Demogorgons, like the Mind Flayer, cool. It's a bunch of swirly dust. Demogorgons, cool. They look cool. It's like a flower opening up, and they don't have eyes and a ton of teeth, and they'll shred you apart, and they'll dig their nails into your side like they did Bob the Brain. But having a face like Vecna and that backstory with Eleven, it makes me wonder, how much did these writers actually know? Because it felt like they were kind of just going with the flow. They're like, all right, what do we do now? Like, I don't know. Like, oh, what if we made up this character? Which that's totally fine because they nailed it. Going back in time, and I love the way they did the de-aging on Millie Bobby Brown. I thought they did a really good job making her like a little girl again, like she was in season 1. Getting that backstory of Henry, I thought that that was awesome. I loved the little twist. I loved, back when I originally watched, I remember we were watching, it's like, who is this character that they're showing us so much of? And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, he's number 1. He's number 1. I did not, however, predict that he was Henry, you know, from Victor Creel's son, who's in the insane asylum. But, oh my God, I thought that that twist, that reveal, it was so good. The fight between him and Eleven was so awesome. Loved that backstory, getting that fight at the end between Eleven and Vecna. That was really cool, and the soundtrack for that season is cool. I mean, we got Master of Puppets. Huge Metallica fan. Love getting Master of Puppets. I thought that was so cool with Eddie. Like, is there a chance? Is there a chance Eddie's still alive? I mean, a small chance, or will he be brought back, like reanimated? Will Vecna like use that like against Dustin? Because spoiler alert, I've watched season 5, and Dustin is still just very much reeling off of, you know, Eddie's death. He's basically becoming Eddie. That's all I'll say about season 5 in case you haven't watched it yet. But if you have watched season 5, you can check out what I think of it right there. I did watch the first 4 episodes, so you can go right there and see what I think. I won't say anything more spoiler. Not gonna say it. Don't want to ruin it for you. But season 4 was so awesome. You know, her getting back with Papa, and I like Dr. Owens. I really like Dr. Owens, and I hated where that season went with that general that wanted to kill her, and I just really didn't like that part of it. Like, not that I didn't like it as a show, I didn't like that character. I hated that he was so dead set on killing Eleven. I thought that was insane. Everything about season 4 just felt very cohesive. Everything connected, and it makes season 3 better retroactively because you've got Hopper and Russia. It connected those stories better. So season 4 makes season 3 relevant, but I did put season 3 where I did because at the, like, as a standalone thing, it's kind of weak, but it is stronger, you know, with the connection of season 4. So that whole Russian subplot, I loved that. I thought that was really cool. Some people might not have liked it, like that little side quest with Joyce and Murray going to go save him, but I thought it was really great. And we got the many-faced man, which I thought that was really cool. Game of Thrones reference in case you didn't pick up on that. Vecna is absolutely awesome. I thought he was a really good villain. I thought he was played very well by that actor. I'm looking forward to getting more Vecna because, I mean, we saw at the end, this isn't spoiler, we saw that his body wasn't on the ground anymore after he like was burned alive and pushed out that window. Nancy with the freaking shotgun giving me like Terminator T2 vibes, you know, down the mall hallway. You guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's my Stranger Things ranking. What's your ranking for the 4 seasons? Where do you have it? And I'm curious where I'm gonna have season 5 once we get the whole thing. I think it's not completely out until Christmas or New Year's, something like that. They're releasing like 3 different like segments. So I'm really curious where I'll have it on this ranking. I mean, ideally, if you're the writers, the showrunners, Netflix, you want your final season of the show to be the best season. So can they make season 5 better than season 4? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And again, if you're new to this channel, I'd love it if you hit that subscription button down there. Hit the little like button so it helps my video get shown to more people. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Let's keep the conversation going after the video ends. Bye.